With Alex. We're going to do some commentary again on another game from the Mr. Classic Invitational. As I mentioned, my card knowledge is not very deep on current redemption, so I'm going to focus on these Mr. Classic games while I kind of warm up my commentary muscles and try to work out some of the kinks of the technical aspect of what I'm trying to do right now. So here we're going between Justin Alstad, who's going to be on our right with the black sleeves, and Jay Chambers on our left, who's going to be with the Batman sleeves. The sleeve battle definitely goes to Jay. He actually made an effort, and then we've got Justin just with the classic black sleeves. It's classic, but it is not going to be good enough to win the Mr. Classic Sleeves award for this game for me. Awesome. So, got a little bit of feedback after the last video. This video I'm recording in a different location. I apologize for all the ambient noise that was going on there in my previous video. Like I said, it was just a test. I probably rushed through it a little bit. So we're going to see how this video goes from a clarity perspective. It's one of the technical aspects that we're trying to iron out. So let's go ahead and get started. I think I've got the right spot. I'll kind of get ourselves started. Sorry, I've got to get into the long office. I don't need to listen to Josh and Mr. Hendricks in my ear this whole time. They did their own commentary on this live. I'm trying to do a little bit of a different format, and if I hear things in my ear the whole time, it's gonna be difficult. So as I mentioned last time, this is essentially Knoxville Nationals format 2012. Biggest difference is that Samuel is banned. Samuel is an extremely centralizing card. You could search for several good heroes to draw 2 cards. You could ban to those heroes. He negates the playability to do a lot of stuff. Okay, so right away, we see a couple souls come out for Jay. Oh, we see a lot of dominance. Okay. And then Justin has the cannot be prevented soul, so that is a soul that is going to be allowing his enhancers to work through fight by numbers characters. Let's see if we can find in a card view real quick. I can't remember. I think it's a Disciple set card, but that's going to be... Oh boy. My viewer isn't working. There we go. I think it's Disciples, but it's just tough to do at the same time, so I gotta make sure I don't fall behind on the game. And I can't type, that'll help make it hard too. Okay, so look at that, we've got a turn 1 auto from Justin. So this is interesting because it means we're probably looking at the same, we're gonna pause for a second here. We're probably looking at pretty similar, decks to at least from Justin's side, as our last game. Auto is one of the King going decks that aren't directly judges focused. You would expect that this is going to be a judges deck. Man, it's been too long. I'm not going to be able to find a Canopy Prevented Soul. So essentially what the Canopy Prevented Soul does is it allows Justin's evil enhancements to be unable to be prevented. The first evil enhancement that Justin plays will be unable to be prevented. It's really helpful against Strong Angel and Moses. Cards of that nature. It's pretty much strictly for those, so my guess is Justin's probably playing some type of smaller defense, primarily with small characters. So we're in like the 5 to 7 enhancement range, and that he's using that as kind of his out for Moses. This is one of the key outs for 5 numbers characters. Others would be anything that negates character abilities like Confusion of Mind or Covenant with Death, or just playing higher numbered characters, because the 5 numbers characters are all 8/8 or better. However, it's hard to construct an entire defense full of characters with the appropriate levels of numbers to defeat 5 numbers characters, but still be good against other types of offense, because obviously then you're giving away initiative against a lot of characters if they're not paying 5 numbers. So let's see. So we've got Justin with his rescue attempt, Angel of the Oak. He drew his 2 cards. Let's see what his exchange is. Oh, he's exchanging from hand to Jer. Okay, so now he's drawing 4 cards, which is quite a bit on turn 1 for him. So that gives him now +4 cards. So he's got 8 cards to be working with, as opposed to the standard 12 card movement as opposed to standard 8. So that means he's going to have to lay down at least one more card after this as well, because he's going to have to play 4 total cards. Okay. Yeah, so, this is interesting right away. I got back up here quick. So we see Justin playing a Benaya. So Benaya is an 8/8 fight by the numbers character. That looks, I don't see the warrior class symbol here, so that means that we're looking at the Warriors Benaya right here. So this is, again, just a standard fight by the numbers character, 8/8. And he places provisions off of that Benaya. So provisions is a set-aside enhancement. This is the card right here, Benaya, that we're looking at. Provisions is a very interesting set-aside enhancement. It's not going to be quite as good in the current day as it would have been in 2012. So it is a set-aside enhancement. You get set aside for 2 turns. Upon return, you draw some cards. You draw 2 cards, and then you can choose the evil character to block the next time that hero enters battle. So he is setting aside his Moses. So next time that Moses enters battle, upon return, it's going to be able to select the evil character that it fights, which is very powerful on a fight by the numbers character. So that's a very, very well played. He's also going to draw 2 cards upon Moses' return in 2 turns. So since he's doing this in his discard phase, functionally, Moses is only going to be missing for 1 battle. So whether he had this prior to his draws with the rescue attempt or not, this is a really, really neat way to kind of like not really pay the 2 turns in some way. So Moses is going to get set aside for 2 turns, but because the counter happens during your upkeep phase, directly after the draw phase, he could have used Moses to rescue this turn, and then set him aside, and then still get that counter at the beginning of his upkeep phase on his first turn next time. Obviously, he's not available for that first rescue attempt next turn, and then the following turn, he'll get his second counter, and he'll return to territory. So it counts for 2 turns, but he's only missing Moses for 1 rescue attempt, which can be a nice cheap way to shorten things up a little bit. This is particularly relevant for some of the cards like Pentecost or First Fruits, where if you play it on your discard phase, you're functionally not paying a cost, because it just means that your characters are in the set-aside area instead of your territory for that 1 turn until they get a counter placed on them during your upkeep phase. So it's essentially no cost draw. It's one of the reasons those cards, such as Pentecost and First Fruits, are extremely heavily played in these types of formats. There's not a ton that can hit set-aside area. There's some very, very specific counters, such as Darius' Decree. But other than that, there's just not a lot of harm that can come to a character. Frankly, they're probably safer in the set-aside area than they are in the territory. They can't be captured. They can't be targeted directly unless it's very specifically set out for the set-aside area. So, again, just a really professional play here from Justin. Happy to see that. So that was a pretty big tangent, but let's give Jay a chance to do something professional as well. And we should note that Justin couldn't make a rescue attempt, so that was a battle challenge because he doesn't have access to either of the 2 souls that Jay has on the table. Okay, there we go. There's the pass. Finally drawn. Looks like they're getting Moses set into camera angle a little bit better. So thank you for doing that, Justin. We appreciate your work to help us commentate this match effectively. Oh boy, Jay. So that's sideways. I think. Wait, I can worry about that. I think that's Tower of Tebez. Let's see if we can figure it out. Oh, Strong Angel rescue attempt, and just like we talked about last time, it's a great rescue attempt. Got an immediate Christian Martyr turn 1. That's a great. Honestly, it's a pretty good trade for Justin, if I'm being honest. Jay doesn't hate it. Again, Justin didn't give up a soul, so we're kind of at the same point here where we essentially spent a turn, and Justin, all that's really happened is Justin's drawn 4 cards and played a Christian Martyr. Oh, okay, look at this. So Justin right away gets a Hezekiah's Signet Ring up, so let's go take a look at that. This is an extremely impactful card. Hezekiah's Signet Ring restricts searching of the deck or discard. So this is going to be a huge counter to particularly Angel Under the Oak. So Jay is going to be unable to use his Angel Under the Oak to search the draw or discard pile for a judge to exchange with. He's only going to be able to exchange his hand or territory. Importantly, does not restrict Justin, so Justin can continue to search and use his Angel Under the Oak however he would like. It also is going to stop some of the common ways that Jay might use to speed up or search for very specific cards. Again, this is just kind of a generic catch-all counter that helps to slow the deck down so that Justin can set up his game plan, whatever that's going to end up being. Obviously, again, with that Benaya, we've got something a little bit different than what we've seen before. So, again, just a really strong counter card, really well executed to get down the second turn. Again, that happens because we've drawn 4 extra cards, so now instead of being 11 cards deep into our deck, we are actually 15 cards. So that makes a... Well, we've got an exchange for the female soul. He drew this Wanderer. Again, Wanderer is going to be an extremely heavily played soul in this format. It's probably the best soul in the game, especially with the 2-liner band, or 3-liner, whichever you prefer in single player, or 2-player. Yep, so we've got the auto from hand making a rescue attempt. He's probably going to exchange territory with Jer. Oh, he exchanged to death. Okay, he must have gone for Gideon then, I'd imagine. Yep. So this is what exchange. So a lot of redemption comes down to what people are going to term as card advantage. So think of it this way. So we're on turn 2 of Justin right now. So he's had 1 draw because he went first. So that's his draw 3. So that's, no matter what, he's going to have access to 11 cards to do whatever he would like with. Because he rescued the Angel of the Oak and then Jair on his first turn, he got 4 extra cards to work with. So then he was up to 15 cards deep into his deck. And then now he is rescued again with Angel of the Oak, so now we're up to 17. If he had gone to Jair there, he would be up to 19. And if we assume he's playing a 50-card deck with 8 lost souls in it, which includes the Hopper, that means by turn 2, he would have seen 19 cards of his 42-card playable deck, because again, lost souls are going to be drawn and immediately replaced. So that means he's seeing half his deck by turn 2. That doesn't, to some of you, that might not sound like a lot, especially from what I've heard about Modern Redemption and some of the insane combos that you can kind of pull off. It can't be overstated just how powerful seeing half your deck this early is, especially when you have a counter restriction card like Hezekiah's Signet Ring up to make Jay's search significantly more difficult. Especially in a deck that we're seeing from Jay, just from that Moses, assuming we have Angel of the Oak there, just restricting his ability to get whatever hero he wants is a huge deal. It's going to completely change the way that Jay plays. And to on top of that be about halfway through your deck right now would be an incredible advantage. Even at 17 cards, we're talking about just around 40% of his deck is seen right now. That's going to give you a really good roadmap for what to do. It's turn 2. We also have that provisions out there so that we know when he comes back. When we get to Justin's next turn, he's going to have at least 5 more cards seen. So he'll get to 22 out of 42 by his next turn, which again, this is an extremely good opening. Barring some pretty insane speed shenanigans in like multiplayer type decks, this is probably about as good of an opening that you're going to see. And I'm sure Justin's going to be able to capitalize on that. If we can track that with Jay has right now only seen the exact 11 cards that he's able to see. He hasn't had any additional draw or search. And so, even though he's only played 1 turn, he's going to come into his next turn about 6 cards behind Justin. And those 6 cards are probably going to make all the difference in this game, if I had to guess. Yeah, with some sportsmanship with that. Okay, great. Orange King of Tyrus. This is tricky. So we're blocking a protected Gideon with our King of Tyrus. So we're negating all enhancements, which sounds great until we remember that our Debtor's Directive cannot be negated by a judge. Cannot be negated on a judge with no special ability, and then we could just ban in Benaya and win that way. We can actually ban in Jay's Moses, actually. That'd probably even be better. Or we could play Samuel's Edict, which is cannot be negated on a judge with no special ability. So this is actually not as strong of a block as you think it is. At face value, this looks pretty good because we're going to stop most of what Justin might do, you'd think, but in reality, just because of the enhancements that we would be expecting Justin to be playing, we're probably not doing too much with that King of Tyrus. I suspect Jay probably didn't have anything else in his hand right here. and doesn't want to give away the free soul, especially because that soul is the wanderer, and he wants to wander back into Justin's territory next turn to get that female back. So let's see what Justin has. Oh, he has Angel of the Lord, so yeah. No problems. He gives the first armor effect too. I apologize, I forgot that one was now active and to be rescued. Very nice. Oh, Angel with the secret name again. That's just another exchanging hero. If I remember correctly, it makes the judge's ability cannot be negated. Why don't we look it up while we wait? And go with a secret. Or maybe grant site access. Angel with the secret name. Come on. Sorry, I'm working on 10-year-old card knowledge here. Negate site, you exchange. Samson has site access, but only Samson. Oh, but we missed some stuff. Look at this. Okay, I'm sorry. Jay did some stuff. It looks like he put some Canaanites in Tower of Tebez. That's probably an important card to look at. We'll move to Tebez. Okay, so Tower of Tebez, while occupied, all your evil characters are Canaanites, negate all heroes. If attacked, you may return a card from hero territory. So again, there's going to be no real cost to putting your Canaanites in this tower. You only get the benefit. So it looks like you put a couple. That one's black. Grace is probably a Himelech. Or King Ahab, I believe. Or Jezebel, maybe. And then looks like we're okay. So we're making a rescue attempt with Deborah. I apologize, guys. I got caught up looking for cards. Okay, so we're making a rescue attempt with Deborah, and then Justin has blocked with the Damsel of Spirit of Divination. So again, let's go back to our math. We were now 17 cards in two turns. Now Justin's about to add to that number, so let's see if we get to see Jay's hand. We do. Okay. Okay, so we see Son of God right there in the middle, Haman's Plot, Jephthah, Prince of Persia, and the Axe of Solomon. The Axe of Solomon is an exchange enhancement. That's pretty funny that that's the only enhancement he has in his hand. Solomon, so you can shuffle your draw pile, search your draw pile, and exchange this card with another good enhancement. Why is he rescuing? He can't do anything. So this Hezekiah signaling over here is going to get a straight block for your Justin right here because Jay's one good enhancement is completely ineffective. It is nothing but search his draw pile for a battle winner. So that's Jay must have just been hoping that there wasn't anything going on. There's also explains why Jay is rescuing with Deborah, so he has access to the female only. He's just trying to prevent any shenanigans. Realistically, Justin was always going to give him the first round protect if he wins this rescue attempt anyway. But it's good to have access to another soul so that he's not forced into giving the Wanderer away. You want to try to keep that Wanderer in play. Interesting. Okay, so Justin's about to draw 2 cards, so he's going to be at 19 cards, and his draw he'll be at 22. Again, I want to keep this counter going because I think it's going to be important here. I'm going to actually even grab my phone and start writing this down because I think it's that important. Because Jay still at his standard 14 right now, so Justin is 8 cards ahead. It's going to be good to keep a running total of kind of where these guys end up as the game goes forward, because I would say it's pretty evident that Justin's far ahead right now, even without much of really happening. Oh, look at this drawing that's going on. We got some review. I got our revealer soul. Okay, so right now Justin is +8. Let's keep that in mind. +8. When he gets provisions back, he will be +10. There we are, +10 now. This is +10 on Jay. So we have 10 extra cards compared to Jay. And if Jay rescues again and he blocks with Damsel again, then you could see that continue to increase. I'm curious to see if Justin even bothers to wander here. I might actually keep the Wanderer in my territory in this case, unless there is something in that. Just knowing I think I'm going to rescue that cannot be prevented soul, I kind of prefer to rescue that than the Wanderer. Maybe there's something I don't know that Justin's thinking here. Personally, with the offense that Justin's playing, I prefer to keep my Wanderers available for restriction souls like the female only or the NT. Especially if we're looking the other way. We see that he has 2 females in his territory, so if he could have a 3rd restriction soul through a wanderer, it's going to make it really difficult for Jay to rescue, and Jay's going to be playing for the back foot this game anyway, so making it more difficult seems like a good play. Especially when we consider that the 5 by numbers characters aren't even on right now, so he does wander. The 5 by numbers characters aren't even on right now because of Tower of Tebez, so the cannot be prevented, so it's not really that big of a deal for either side right now. If I'm staring at this board right now, I think we know we went auto and deck, so if I'm looking at the board, I'm probably rescuing with Angel with a secret name and doing another exchange. Just to try to speed through my deck a little bit more. It's going to sound weird to say it like that, but I consider exchange here for like a Deborah or something like that even. Because you kind of don't want to do too much with Gideon until you have auto. And we're seeing what's that. Great. He's reading Tower of Tebez because he doesn't know. I don't know what this other card is then. I see Tower of Tebez. So it looks like we've lost Wife, Sisera, and I think it's Jezebel. Let's see if we can find Jezebel real quick and confirm that. That's not Jezebel. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's Jezebel. So Jezebel's abilities, you may discard an evil card from hand to remove a green hero from the game, protected from conversion, maybe has a King Ahab or Prophets of Baal. And then Lost Wife can ban to any evil character. Sisera just provides, cannot be negated against gold or Red Brigade, which is going to be really useful in this game potentially. He's an excellent Moses counter. Excellent Moses counter. While we're figuring out this rescue, I suspect if I were Jay, again, not knowing what the hands right now, I think a Lost Wife coming out of Tower of Tebez to then ban to Damsel with Spirit of Divination makes a ton of sense. That helps to recover some of this card advantage he's losing right now. Again, he's 10 cards behind. And it also helps to bring Justin's evil character into battle and force Justin to deal with his own evil character and kind of clear the way for Jay next turn. Even if Jay loses the rescue, the battle to Justin. Okay, so we're going to Jer. And he's doing it this way specifically because Angel with a secret name cannot exchange to territory. It's the only place that he cannot exchange to, which can be kind of inconvenient. And Justin's recognizing his advantage in cards right now and wanting to continue to push that. So now we're at plus 12 cards after we draw. They're talking about something. Oh, I think they're discussing. Okay, so because the ability is negated. Yep. So the ability was negated. Looks like Justin saw the top card, so they're just going to shuffle up Justin's deck real quick. There we go. We see the Lost Wife. See, even the best of us miss some of these details like Tower of Tebez, even though we just looked at it. So, good sportsmanship from Jay and Justin there to get that solved correctly. Obviously, in a tournament, you want to call a judge and just get an official ruling on that. Oh, boy. Okay. See, now we can see a good look at that big old hand. It's interesting that Justin didn't foresee this and play anything down, but I'm wondering. I'm trying to check this. Let's full screen it real quick and just try to figure out this hand. I see Captain of the Host, New Jerusalem, and Son of God. Good grief. This game's over. I think that's Eli Sound Advice here on the end. I see King Manasseh, Live Coal, 2,000 Horses. I think this is Balaam. Look at this. We're like detectives now. So if I'm counting right, I see 0 and 2. This is Aaron. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4. I think 4. Which again, so if Justin was plus 12. Now he's about to be plus 8. That's a big swing for Jay. Very good to get that. It looks like Justin's going to have to play Eli Sound Advice, too, without a priest down. So let's talk through what Justin's doing here. This is going to be good for any newer players or people who aren't familiar with these cards. Let's kind of talk through what's happened here now that we've seen the hand. So we know Justin has Eli Sound Advice. That's the one enhancement he has. Of course, it's not pulling up for us. sound advice. Try one more time. Not advice. Advice. See if we can get it to pull up. There we go. Okay. So if a tabernacle priest is in play, you may draw 3 cards. Sorry guys, my internet's kind of sketchy right now. I really want to show you this card and talk through this though, because this is a great learning experience. Oh, I don't have internet at all. Huh. Huh. That's what happens when you sling your internet from your phone, kids. I don't have internet at my house, so I'm actually recording at home. Decided to try it, and so I'm slinging from my phone. Oh boy. This isn't going to be very exciting content for you guys, I'm sorry. You're just going to see Alex trying to save $50 a month and not get his internet, because we don't use it that much anyway. There we go. Oh yeah, now we're super excited. We're going to be so fast now. I believe in you. Yeah, either way, I'm not sure why he's doing it like this. You know what? I don't understand why Justin didn't play down Aaron before this rescue attempt to activate both clauses of Eli's sound device. I'm about to just freaking pull out my phone to make sure I get this correctly. My sound advice. Sorry guys, this is a huge dead zone. I feel bad. Okay, I'm going to get pulled up here real quick, and then that way we can always read the ability correctly and be sure that we're right. And we'll fix that in a second. Eli's sound advice. There we go. Okay, so if a tabernacle priest is in play, negate the special ability of an evil card. If a judge is in play, you may draw 3 cards and play an enhancement. It cannot be prevented. So right now, without Aaron, he doesn't have the ability to negate a card, which I assume he is doing just from the perspective of, oh, I don't really need to negate a card right now. I would actually probably have put Aaron down so that you could negate Tower to Bez. I'm not totally familiar with the way, just because this isn't a cause a cascade negate situation. I'm not totally familiar with, I should say I'm not totally refreshed on the way this interaction would work, but I would at least, again, there's really not any cost for him to put Aaron down. You put him down, you then play Eli's sound advice and negate Tower to Bez, so that way in the future, if you want to abandon the characters into battle, their abilities aren't going to be negated for this battle. Best case scenario, if I don't know the rules, so be it, but best case scenario, maybe you get to draw 2 cards from JR, which would be incredible here. But let's go ahead and see how this battle plays out from here. I imagine he's going to play Eli's sound advice, he's going to draw 3 cards, and we're going to get to see if he gets an enhanced offense. We saw he has nothing else. Which would be great. Hopefully he gets something. And again, this kind of makes the damsel that is been in a little bit of a trade. Right now he's up plus 8 cards on Jay. He's about to be up plus 11 once he plays Eli's sound advice. Why is Jay thinking? I don't think. Nope. Just it's counting. Oh, he's just gonna die. I don't get it. So this is another situation where, like, if we had just had Aaron down, we also could have just played Eli's sound advice to negate Lot's wife, and then Lot's wife wouldn't have been able to ban the damsel. Jay would still get to draw the cards because damsel cannot be interrupted. And I believe, again, we don't have cascading negates anymore. And then you would be 5-5 against Lot's wife's 3/3, and you would have the initiative and have drawn 3 cards. So I'm not really sure what Justin was thinking there, especially with some of the Jersey in there. I believe he already has the Soul Rescue, so we'd be talking about essentially a 4-0 lead potentially. And it's all just because he did not put Aaron down, so he didn't have access to that negate ability. So that's a big misplay that I see right away. And I will say, it's a lot easier to catch some of this stuff in retrospect, and when I have the ability to pause and kind of talk through some of this stuff. But these are the types of plays that can make a difference in games. I think Justin is probably so far ahead that this doesn't matter. But, oh man, okay. That was an artifact over there. It was probably, looks like it might have been rain becomes dust, which kind of changes a lot of what was going on. But we're through now because Black Hole, you play Black Hole, get rid of it. So, yeah, all this to say, guys, don't overlook cards that are kind of on the side. Don't overlook what cards you're doing. Make sure you played all your options against. Now we're playing out Tower to Best. Interesting. So here what's happening is Joe wants to use that ability on his hero, so he has to plug one out of Tower to Best. He has his own water. Again, wonders for the cannot be preventable. Wow. Jay is very afraid of fight by the numbers here. Either that or he's very afraid of whatever Justin has cooking for his Moses rescue. He puts it in Canaan. Oh gosh. That's an obscure card. Is he going to discard Canaan? Yep, he's discarding Canaan. I'm not sure I've ever really seen Canaan used competitively, to be honest, so that's a fun one. Oh, sorry guys. Wrong tab. Oh, but he's not going to capture it. It's probably relevant still though. So Canaan protects Canaanites in territory from conversion. You can discard the site and give the opponent a black Canaanite to capture a hero in that opponent's territory. Again, kind of a cute way to deal with a hero. It deals with Gideon really well in territory if you're expecting your opponent to abuse auto. Oh, a Jephthah. Interesting. Looks like we just discarded our Jair. And we're going to discard two evil characters in territory. Interesting that he's... Oh, I guess he has to be playing the red one because this is pre-starter deck. There's probably nothing behind this. Can I spell Jephthah right? Yeah. So... let's just try Jeff. Oh, I did it again, guys. I'm so sorry. I'm an amateur. Jephthah. Here's a bunch of Jephthahs. This is the Jephthah I was saying. Why isn't he playing that? But it's because he can't in this format. There we go. Once per game, holder may discard any 2 evil characters in territory or set that area if holder discards top card deck. Oh, we've got a Gomer banded to a Balaam. He's going to get back nothing. Okay. Jason. I am creator for the numbers. Good night. Okay, I am creator is a really great first turn enhancement. Excuse me, covenant. You can activate it as a artifact. It lets you search for a hero, any hero, and you can do that once during each of your turns if you don't have a hero in territory or set area. Really good on the first turn. Interesting that Jay's even playing it, and the fact that we're playing for the numbers here is wild. So I'm really curious. Justin's going to have to just play any enhancement. Yep, giving that trickery, so he's going to end the battle in stalemate. Actually, they're doing the map right now. So it's not even a stalemate. Jephthah just dies. Oh, that's awesome. So he's at 8. Yeah, they're doing that 11. Nope, okay, stalemate. Yep. Giving that trickery adds 0-4 to the hero as well, so I put Jephthah at 11. We got Falling Away. Okay, so now we're, man, for as much work as has been happening in this game, we're at a 0-0 game right now, which is wild. If I remember correctly, now Justin is plus 8 cards still. He's had a heavy guy Signet Ring up this whole time, which is kind of preventing auto from doing any work if that's something that Jay has available. Oh, we're going to get a switch. Oh, boy. We've got and Thummim. Yes. Okay. This was a great time for me to just expound on how incredible this card is. So, and Thummim. On activation, if you have a High Priest in play or set that area, look at one opponent's hand. You may then deactivate this artifact and activate a different artifact. Bar none, in my opinion, this is the best card in the game. Essentially the premise here is for the cost of playing a high priest, you get to do something. The problem is playing a high priest is almost not a cost, because Phineas is a high priest. He's one of the best cards in the game, in combination with Zeal, from a rescue attempt perspective. Aaron is a high priest. He can ban to Moses, one of the best tools in the game, and create a 14-12 canopy, 14-12 5-by-the-numbers battle with two different heroes. So you can't even Christian Martyr to win the battle. Joshua is another high priest who makes all the answers he plays cannot be negated, and that allows there to be this really neat package where you can play Joshua, Phineas, Zeal, 3 cards, 2 of which activate Thummim and Thummim. And the benefit you get from this card is you get to look at your opponent's hand on your turn, so you know what you're going to be rescuing against. This allows you to essentially plan your rescue attempts and know exactly what you're going to do. So if we think back to the game that we commentated with John and Mark, we saw Mark see John's hand with a damsel with a Spirit of Divination, and then the following turn he was able to sequence his rescue attempt in such a way where he kind of forced John to Christian Martyr his character. He got the Angel of the Lord, a King of Tyrus, that he didn't want to deal with, and then he was still able to make a free rescue attempt because of his Grapes of Wrath, and he ended up getting a free soul. So we're going to see Justin sequence really well here. I mentioned we're not going to see the hand, but we're going to see Justin kind of perfectly sequence what he needs to do to win a soul here. It's just a really tough position for Jay to be in. He's down. He's 8 cards behind. Justin can see. Oh, ouch! And then on top of this, Justin has a rain becomes dust. So the final ability of is it gets to activate a different artifact. So you essentially get 2 artifact activations a turn, and another artifact. So it's not even the cost of it being exposed to destruction, Nahushin, or something like that. It's functionally a no-cost card, and it's got an incredibly powerful ability. Okay, yep, so we're seeing Aaron, Brand, and Moses. We're now going to have provisions, which means we're going to choose the evil character. He's choosing Lot's wife. Lot's wife is 3/3, and her ability is negated, so Jay has nothing he can do. Again, just perfectly sequenced. He knew exactly what was in Jay's hand, and he's able to select the appropriate character to deal with that. Again, this is a little thing. I think most players probably could have recognized that when they did it, but it takes that deck build to get there. So props to Justin for using the most broken card in the game. When you see the Star 4 soul from Jay pop out, I don't know if I call that interesting. I think that soul is just frankly bad, but we have rescue time with Moses. Let's see what the block is again. Gomer, if I remember correctly, can't be negated by hero. Is that right? Or can't be negated in general. Cannot be negated in general unless Hosea is in play, and I can promise you he will not be in play. So I can see Gomer going to Sisera here. It would be really interesting. It's male only, so we can't ban Jezebel. Banning Balaam seems a little bit unnecessary. I would think I would ban the Sisera unless there's an option in Justin's hands that we're unaware of. He's thinking a lot. He's just giving it away. Why is he giving it away? I mean, I guess he knows the hand, so I'm going to trust him, but I would think he'd want to maybe ask Jay to hurt his own defense a little bit. Okay, we've got Samson. Jay's finally having to do some stuff at the end of his turn to figure out his card in his hand. What is that? Okay. I think that's giving a delegate. Let's find out. Yeah, it's giving a delegate. Yeah. So now you're kind of seeing also the tightrope that Jay has to walk here. He has his tower to best, which is a great counter to a lot of what Justin's doing. Oh, I guess I got Jerusalem, Wanderer, and Female. So now we've got Jay up 3-1. But functionally, I would say he's still behind in this game. We know Justin necessarily got Jerusalem in hand at any point. And Justin is essentially, he's going to be a turn ahead after he wins this next rescue attempt, I'd imagine, because he's going to look at Jay's hand again right here. He's going to know exactly what he needs to do, and he's going to be up functionally 4-3. Prince of Persia is the only thing. Let's get Haman's plot. Yeah, so again here, Justin's going to be able to observe, decide how he needs to rescue, and he's going to be able to move forward with perfect knowledge. It's just, this is the perfect illustration of how good that artifact is. And we go to this guy Signet Ring because he feels like that's the best option he has. Okay, that's cute here. Okay, he just used Canaan. So Jay just used Canaan. He's capturing Gibeonite delegates. He's giving Gibeonite delegates. He's capturing Angel with a secret name. And what's the next thing we're going to see? Oh, he discarded Canaan. That's the other part of it. Nope, we got Magic Charms. Very nice. Yeah, I don't see a way Jay wins this game. Just knowing that he's 8 cards behind, even though he's found his dominance, I just don't think he's going to have the resources to pull this off. Oh, to add insult to industry. Now we've got auto. Oh, boy. And we're going to deck. What are we possibly going for? It's got to be Deborah. No, it's not female. Oh, it's Ehud. Oh, boy. See, again, this is where Urim and Thummim is going to win the game right here. So we went to Ehud. We interrupted wall protection and chose a male evil character from opponent's territory to block. Ehud has first strike. First strike means that he's losing in mutual destruction. He is going to automatically win instead. And it's interesting. He chooses Sister right here, so he puts them in mutual destruction. Ehud's first strike actually passes initiative, but he knows that that Jay does not have any black enhancements in his hand because of Urim and Thummim, and so we're going to see a free win. So now Jay is up 3-2, but again, we know Justin's going to go to Jerusalem. He's a turn away from winning. Jay is 2 turns away from winning. And Jay has a lot more defense to get through with a lot less offensive options. I mean, if we just look at what's on board right here, so we've got Ehud, Simeon, we've got Gideon, who's not really relevant without auto, but I have 5 by numbers character, Cat the host 5 by numbers character, and Angel, and then we've got the Aaron Moses band. There's just so many options that Justin has on the table because he's 8 to 10 cards ahead that other people, I think it's 10 now with that auto, that Jay just doesn't have. Justin's nearly completely emptied his deck at this point. We'll get uses of Curious Arts. Again, yeah, this is, just go ahead and write home, this game's over. I don't see a way that Jay possibly holds Justin off even for one more turn to make this viable. And that's assuming that Jay can't even get through Justin's setup defense at this point. Fly away, yeah, okay. Let's just go ahead and write. Go ahead and write the papers. This game is over. We're just going to have to play out a couple more turns here. Jay's not 2 turns behind. I'm trying to even think of... Jay's probably got to deal with that magic charm somehow. That's a good way. Man. Okay, so that's step 1. Honestly, Gomer is going to be a real problem too. At least Jay's not presenting anything that Gomer can ban to right now, but just the fact that Gomer can ban is going to be an issue. You can see right here, Justin can go Gomer to use a Curious Arts, which is going to be 9-10, excuse me. Or he's just going to use his play, and he's going to be able to play enhance of any color. Oh, he doesn't have to. So here we've got, he ends the battle in stalemate. So he uses a Curious Arts, it's going to be 6-11 after. So let's pull that up real quick. So users of Curious Arts can select an evil brigade and use any enhancements of that brigade, in addition to pale green. Justin didn't even have to do that because he could just use Wonders Forgotten, which is an end of battle card. Oh, well, this isn't the right card, but it's the same ability. Forgotten History. There we go. I guess that was the enhancement that he played to just end the battle. Oh, now let's see what Justin does to get 2-3. And by 3, I mean 5, because he's going to go to Jerusalem in his hand. look at that hand. Let's figure out what we're doing. Man, there's not a lot of defense in there. I guess there's a plot rip. Jay has a plot rip in his hand, but that's about it. We're just going to assume he's going to have to block the Prince of Persia here. Get that pulled up. Let us see. Honestly, Prince of Persia is kind of a... Oh. So we Holy Grail does well again. This is just so that Justin knows exactly what's going to happen. So Justin now knows that Prince of Persia is 100,000% going to block. He needs to play around Haman's plot. End of story. Haman's plot is coming from Prince of Persia. That's the only option available. Curious to see what he does. Frankly, you could probably just make Jay rip the plot or lose the game. Interesting that he's not using a Simeon band here. So I'd probably ban Simeon in front of Aaron. Oh, he's going to loan Aaron. Okay, that makes more sense. That makes more sense. I mean, I understand what's happening in the sense that he's trying to get initiative. What's Jay doing? Scarring 3 cards from the bottom of his deck. I don't know what ability he's activating. Oh, he has Gates of Hell. Gotcha. For some reason, he's Gates of Hell in. Oh, we've got a Zeal. Yep. Yep, again, Justin knows exactly what's happening right here. And so I got to introduce him. Look at that. So again, we see Justin knows exactly what was going to happen there. He plays this out real quick and then wins the game with us, so I got to introduce him. So it'll be a 5-2 win for Justin. This was a really textbook game where you see one player getting 8 to 10 cards ahead for the majority of the game by drawing in the first 1 to 2 turns. And then the second player just never really being able to get back from that. I'm not sure how much there was for Jay to really do differently that I saw. When you get 10 cards behind like this, sometimes games just get out of hand. There's nothing you can do about that. So probably Justin honestly for holding off this time in Jerusalem because we did know he had that very early on. Just kind of waiting it out, making sure he was using his cards efficiently, effectively. I think we picked on a couple small hero choices and placement choices. He maybe could have gotten this done a turn or two earlier, but again, when you're 10 cards ahead, you kind of have some of that margin. So that's, again, this is the reason why a lot of the top players are going to adopt some type of speed-related deck. If you're 10 cards ahead of a person, you have some margin for error, and then you also just increase your odds of seeing the most powerful cards in your deck. So, I think this is always going to be the way that Redemption's built one way or the other. You're going to want to try to see as much of your deck as possible and make it as consistent as possible that way. Thanks for watching alongside. I hope this sounds a little bit better in the post as well. Thanks again for keeping up with the Redemption metagaming.